Live Nation 25 for the fastest digital news.
Kidogo comes from the proverb Chanzo cha makubwa ni kidogo, which means all great things start small. And if we want to have a thriving community, a thriving economy, a thriving country, then we need to start by investing in the youngest generation. But where are the young ones? The very, very small ones, the 0 to 3-year-olds. They're not yet in school. We may see them at health facilities once in a while, but where are they? And in our urban informal settlements, mainly they're in childcare centers. They are in women's homes, centers, or based out of schools, and they are there being taken care of. But the quality at many of these centers is not very good. You have children who are there for 8, 10 hours of the day. They're not receiving any learning, any stimulation. They have nothing to play with. Sometimes they get food, sometimes they don't. And they sit idle for all of that time. And what happens to those children? Those children, because 80% of brain development happens in the first 3 years of life, those children go on to school with cognitive delays, language delays, physical delays. They're never able to succeed fully. They then grow up into adults, and they don't get good jobs. They can't function properly because they didn't get the investments in their early years, and they continue this intergenerational cycle of poverty. But if we provide safe, stimulating, nutritious experiences for children in their first 1,000 days, we can transform the trajectory of these children's lives. And in doing so, we can transform the trajectory of the communities and of the country as a whole. And that is what Kidogo is all about. The idea of Kidogo started more than 10 years ago in Malolongo when I stumbled across an informal daycare. There was a woman running a daycare out of her own home. There was no ventilation, no lighting, and in the darkness I nearly stepped on a child. And horrified, I picked up that child and saw babies everywhere, but not making a sound. And if you've ever been with babies, even 1 or 2 who are awake, they're always making some type of sound. These babies had learned not to cry anymore because they were so severely neglected. Or in some cases, they were even given Piriton or Changa just to keep them hushed through the day. This is the reality of many of the children in our communities, but we do not see it because it's hidden in the shadows. And what we're doing today is celebrating the 10th anniversary of Kidogo, celebrating our mamapreneurs, our papapreneurs, and putting childcare in the spotlight. And as we heard from Madame Florence, childcare is being discussed at the very highest levels of government with the Office of the President. And we're excited to work alongside our partners with the Office of the President and our government partners from the county, sub-county, and ward levels to make childcare work for everyone, for children, for mothers, to give them a peace of mind knowing that they can work, and for our mamapreneurs where they can earn a dignified livelihood by doing this work.
Brilliant. Thanks. Nice idea.
Florence from the Office of the Women's Advisor. I take lead of data and research in the Office of the Women's Rights. If you have looked at the President's Women's Charter that was signed before elections, one of the pillars that is within the Women's Charter is care work. And so within care work, through the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, in 2021, a study was conducted which indicated how many hours women spend on unpaid care work. And we have looked at in different counties there are variations, with the extremists being, a woman spending 7 hours on care work or unpaid care work. We also note that we export care work across the country, and last year the president during International Labour Day committed to ratification of C-189, C-190, and now we are going to C-181 around regulations within care work that we export. But internally as a nation, if you can look at the time survey that the National Bureau of Statistics released last year during the International Day for Care and Support, you will see as a country there's a lot that goes on in our villages, at homes, taking care of the elderly, taking care of the children, especially below 5 years, and the challenges that come with a developing economy. And so one of the things that we acknowledge is organizations that work in this country around the same one. And we have seen the Kidogo initiative working with mamapreneurs and babapreneurs in informal settlement, making care work make sense and make shillings and cents to women who would otherwise not be able to make money, but also giving an environment to children who would otherwise not be able to afford formal daycare, but now having a good place to stay and leave your child and go to work. But even as we move on as a country, the Ministry of Gender is building up a policy on care work, and that is ongoing. Soon, once it goes through cabinet processes, to be able to be a policy that guides care work within this country, whether it's at national level or at county level. And so today I just came to the office, we came to celebrate with Kidogo and to appreciate and acknowledge that the work that mamapreneurs and babapreneurs are doing across 8 counties, impacting 50,000 children. That means 50,000 women across the country are able to work and be able to put food on the table. But most importantly, 50,000 children are able to get the care that they need for any thriving economy. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is my time.